Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Arabic 101. This is our 6th class, and we stopped last week on, or right after we started the 4th chapter. We read the first page, and now we have reached the second exercise, or we completed the second exercise, going into the third exercise. We talked a little bit about ending the word with a dhammatain and ending it with a dhamma in regards to the name of a male or the name of a female. So if you look at page 23, we have 2 columns, and that's where I gave you guys your homework. I said read both columns, correct? Page 23. And that way you can get an idea of words that end with dhammatain and words that end with dhamma, or names. Muhammadun. You go to the left, Aminatu. It's a female name that ends with a ta, so therefore it does not accept tanween. Alright? Khalidun. And then to the left, Zainabu. So also you will have female names that are more than 3 letters that also do not accept tanween. Remember on the board I wrote the other week, I wrote the name Hindu, right? And I said it could be Hindun. That's a 3-letter name. So therefore it can take tanween. But if it's a 4-letter name like Zainabu, it can't do it. And it has to be a female name. And there's a lot of specifications and details regarding this. All you guys need to know is if it's a female name, for right now, if it's a female name, doesn't accept tanween. That's all you need to know right now. And then you have a list of all of them. I'm going to read a couple of them so you get the pronunciation right. I'll read all of the female names and all of the male names. Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, Ruqayyatu. All right? As for the male names, Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, and Abbasun. All right, we're done with that. It says, اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. اقرأ واكتب means read and write. مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Right? With putting the haraka at the end of the words. مع ضبط. مع means with. ضبط means to punctuate or to identify the harakat. And then أواخر, and kalimat, words. And this comes a lot, so we're getting the hang of recognizing it. This is something you could do at home, right? This is something you can just go through, and it is write the haraka at the end of the word. So it'll say Hamid. Do you put a dhamma or dhammatain? So you'd say Hamidun. Then you would say Aminatu or Aminatun. Aminatu. And that's really all you need to know for this, these ones. Very straightforward. And we spent a lot of time on it last week. So we're just going to go ahead and go past it. Go to page 24. All right. We have reached column Ba, in which it says Al-Baytu. And now when Harful Jar comes in front of of Al-Baytu, it will say Min Al-Bayti. And that is a kasra, and it's not a ya at the end of the word, right? So if I write down, or if I say words, min al-bayti, min al-masjidi, would you write a ya at the end of that word? No. You know the only reason why I said e at the end was because of min that came before it. Min al-bayti. Right? Now if I just said bayti with no min in front of it, that would make it my house. And there, in fact, would be a ya there, not a kasra. All right? Bayti. Masjidi. I'll write it. I'll do even better. I'll write it for you. As soon as I can recall where my pen rolled off. Here it is. And we have not taken this yet, so let's keep the questions to a minimum as far as adding a ya. Masjidun. Right? when min comes in front of it or any harf jar, right? Huruf al-jar are, read all 5 that we've taken so far. It's good. Min, ila, an, ala. It's good. But it's got to be in that order. Okay, so we're going to use min since it's the first one we took. Min. This is a harf jar. If it comes in front of a noun, it's going to make this word have kasratain. And when it becomes kasratain, what do we call that state? Majroor. Yeah. All right? It's called ism majroor. A noun that is majroor. So I'm going to say masjidin. All I did was just trade the dhammatain for a kasratain. If this word has alif and lam attached to it, do I use kasratain? I use just one kasra. And that's what we're going to write. Minal masjidi.
The second one is min masjidin is
From a masjid.
From a masjid.
This is from the masjid. All right? And this is very technical stuff, but this says a lot about how much you know in the Arabic language when you can identify these things. And you can find out people who are speaking proper classical Arabic. You can see the Quran and the miracles of the Quran when you're able to understand why it's like this and why it's not like that. It really gives you a bigger appreciation for the Quran once you know this stuff. Min al-masjidi. Now, the point, Kadhim, that I wanted to say was, I know there's a kasra here because min came before it. So if you hear me, I'll say min al-masjidi. But what if I just say masjidi? What does that mean? That masjid, and how is it written? It's written with a ya. Masjidi. If this ya gets attached to any noun in the Arabic language, it usually means my, or belonging to me, or I'm part of that, right? Like if you have some people from India, what's the Arabic word for India? Hind. So if he's Indian, Hindiyun. Right? If he's from the Arabian Peninsula, what do you call them? Arab. And then you add a ya, it would be Arabiyun. Kurdish. Kurdiyun. So either belonging to that, or they are, or you're saying that's mine. Okay? We have a lot of different, nationalities in here, so don't feel left out if I mention your nationality. Where? Habashi?
Kurdi, I was going to say Kardashian.
Oh, Kardashian?
No.
No. Oh, what? Oh, that Kardashian? No, that's wrong, brother. You got some funny jokes, huh? You come late and that's what you were doing over there. Coming up with the jokes. Allah yahdik. Hey, can you slowly go over there and grab that eraser for me? Make sure you don't knock anything over. Oh, man. Uh-oh. There we go. Yes, thank you. All right. You guys see this? Make sense? Okay, let's move along. And for the listeners that are online, and we're going to go ahead and say this again, all the time to remind you guys, if you want to benefit when you listen online, you have to pretend like you're in the class. Like you can't just expect to be, this is a recording of our class, right? So you have to pretend like you're here in the class with us. Otherwise, you're going to feel left out about all the stuff that we're, talking about or doing. Because sometimes we'll go off subject. Sometimes we will, somebody will bring a funny joke. And you're like, okay, I want to stick to the classwork. Pretend like you're in class so that you can really benefit from the classroom. At the top of the page, 24, it says Al-Baytu min al-Bayti. Al-Masjidu min al or ila al-Masjidi. Ma ma'na ila? To. Ma ma'na means what is the meaning of? Ila, to. Now we need some dialogue. So every two people will just read one line. Or every two people will read a line each. Let's start with Ismail. You're the Mudarris. Mudaffar, you're the Muhammad. هيا أسرع. You know أسرع?
المدرس
Mm-hmm.
من أي من أين أصدق
Min. So the first line says Min aina anta. All right. Is that the book for it? Min aina anta. Where are you from? Where are you from? اقرأ مظفر.
محمد أنا من
You don't have to read the name of who's reading. Just go ahead and read.
أنا من اليابان
Minal.
أين من اليابان
Good. So is it aina or ana? Ana. Ana min al Yabani. All right. What is, huh? We took Yaban before. What do we say it meant?
Japan.
Japan.
Oh.
that's
Japan means Yaban. Yeah, it's not Jaban. It's Yaban.
I don't think we took all that yet.
Yaban?
Yeah, we haven't taken the country.
Oh, well, then here we are. And you can kind of tell there's islands are on there, but it's not really all of them.
So Muhammad is Japan guy, right?
Muhammad is Japanese. Ana min al Yabani. Do you see that min affected Yaban, by the way? Keep that in mind. It's normally Yaba. No, normally without min. Yabanu. All right, al Yabanu. Yeah.
Just the name of the country they call it Yaban, or is it because the Ja is what is Ya? Like
It's called Yaban as the country, and if it's a person, Yabani, and we're gonna add that ya. Remember, Yabaniyun or Yabaniyu.
but Jerusalem is still Jerusalem, it's not Jerusalem.
Jerusalem? No, that's a whole different thing. That's called
I'm
Al-Quds.
just saying the Ja doesn't become Ya just when
Oh, no. It's just said that way. That's just the way they describe them. Yeah, it's not that if it's a J in the English language, and then when they convert it, it becomes a ya. Yeah. All right, Omar.
ومن أين عمارون.
ومن أين عمار? Amir.
Where Ammar is from?
Ammar. Yeah, that's right. And where is Ammar from? Amir.
هو من الشين هو
Slide.
من الشيء من
I'll get him, guys. I'll handle it. Minas.
هو من السين
Good. Make a kasra though on the slide.
من السين
Si. Minas Sini.
من السين
Yeah, where's Sin? Oh, how do you know this?
Where is it?
There's a geographical man over here.
China.
China.
Oh,
Sin is China. I'm sure you know it.
Is it right?
Sin is correct, yes.
Now our country is China.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's Sin. Sin is Chinese and China. Go ahead, Nadim.
ومن أين حامد
Very good. Go to Imtiaz.
هو من الهند
هو من الهندي. Go ahead, Abdul Majid.
أين عباس
Mm-hmm. أين عباس? Go ahead, Sayyid Abid. خرج. That's it, just خرج, huh? خرج is going to be, I think it's our first verb. Is that right? How exciting. خرج is our first verb, and you're going to learn a few things about verbs now. It's one of the categories we took before. We said ism, fi'l, and harf. So now we're taking fi'lun. And if you look here, it says kharaja. A lot of times, this is a past tense verb, right? And they a lot of times look like this: kharaja, dhahaba, akala, right? Sa'ada, sajada. Do you see how they all are? It's like fatha, 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 right? It's not always like that. There's still a lot of words that are not like that, but this is how you can tell from right away that it's a verb. All right? Who is the one doing that action? We don't see anything attached that says he or she or I, right? Whenever it comes like this, it's always implied after. You don't have to write it, it's already known. Huwa. So, what is the meaning of huwa? He or him, right? So kharaja huwa. And remember, this is just letting you know who's doing it, or it's actually nothing there, but it means he left. He exited. Kharaja means to exit. Yeah, if I say kharaja, it means he exited or left. All right?
Yeah, when you say it comes like this, are you talking about when they're all with fatha or just when the last letter is with the fatha?
Whenever you see something like this, when you come across a word you don't know, right? Here's another one. You don't have to decide or try to figure out, is this a noun or is it, right? Or is it a harf? It says the, ha, ba. You should automatically know that it's doing the same thing as what this one was, which makes it a what? A verb. Fi'l. Makes it a fi'l. And it makes it a fi'l madi. That's a new word and we need to put on the board. Oh, that's terrible. Should you write what down? Oh, definitely. No, I want you to write this down. Why is this not working up here, man? There's some ugly faz up there. Fi'l. I'm going to put madiyun. There's a shit down there. This means past tense verb. Madi means past. Right? And fi'l is verb. Fi'lun madi. All right. Now that we've taken fi'l madi.
What is fi'l madi? Can you translate it?
I did. You weren't listening?
Oh,
I said past tense.
sorry.
That's all right. I'm sure you did. It's past past tense. Two of them. Past tense. So it means kharaja. He went out. He left. He exited. All right? What if I say this? You guys should know these three words. No, here's a 4-word sentence that you guys are going to know. Kharaja Muhammadun min al-masjidi. That's a whole sentence right there that you guys know, right? Kharaja tajiru min al-bayti.
The businessman left his house.
Businessman left the house. The merchant left his house, right? What is the meaning of ghaniyun?
Rich.
Right? خرج الغني من, what did we take? Did we take the word سوق yet? No. We took dukkan, that's good. خرج الغني من السوق, I'm sorry, من الدكان. الغني. The rich man left the shop. This is what happens when you're translating like back and forth Arabic English. You start throwing in letters in English from the Arabic side, and then from the Arabic you're throwing in English words. All right, let's move on. Qadim.
Which one?
We stopped at kharaja.
Okay.
At the middle, like past the middle of the page.
Got it. Aina dhahaba.
Good. We took dhahaba. What does dhahaba mean? We wrote it under here, and it means go or went.
It's go or went.
It could be both.
Where did he go?
Yeah, because you can't say where did he went. You say where did he go. Aina dhahaba. So dhahaba means what? Went or go. Where did he go? Aina is where. And dhahaba is went or go. Yeah, went or go depending on the context.
But you would put the word like you would know the before the word, right?
Aina dhahaba is just two words, right? Aina means where, and look at how these. So this word right here, just by itself, it means where. And this one by itself, right? We said it's going to mean go. Or sometimes it can mean went. So there's only two words there. Where go, where went. That makes no sense. But Arabic language, like we said, if this comes like this, and it's not specifically mentioning the fa'il, the one doing the action, the fa'il, then it always means that it is huwa. It's implied even though you don't say it, right? It's there even though you don't say it. Not really implied, it's there. So now you have where go he? Or, you know, reading from, we read in Arabic from right to left, reading from left to right, he go where? He went where? Okay? And we know that it really means, where did he go? All right? Where did he go? You know, he went where? That would be a correct sentence, right? I don't know if that would be the correct use. Can you use went and that's... He went where?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could use that. It's not used commonly.
Stop. He went where? Like,
If there is a stop, yeah, it's like he's asking a question, but you say, he went where? Yeah. But anyways, it means where did he go? This is what it means. Can I erase this? Yes. So huwa, you don't have to write huwa. You don't say dhahaba huwa, kharaja huwa.
Would that still be correct if someone said that?
It's like you saying huwa twice, because after dhahaba is already huwa. So it's like you're saying dhahaba huwa huwa. It's already implied just by its being there. It's already there, right? You could say, you could replace huwa with the actual name though. Like if you say dhahaba nadimun, and then huwa is not going to be there anymore.
So if we speak about a female, what would that have that turn into?
We're not on here yet, so it doesn't matter. And you're not supposed to be speaking as females. Just kidding.
How about if you ask, like, where do you go? Where you went?
Where I went,
Yeah.
that's for anta. But again, we haven't reached the different. We're just taking huwa now. Yeah, but we're gonna get how to speak to. We have three categories of speaking. It's always gonna be speaker, second person, and third person. The speaker is gonna be things like ana and nahnu. The second person is gonna be things like you, male, you female, you all, group, and that's second person, meaning you're speaking to them. And third person is you're speaking about them, like they and he and him, yeah? So we'll take that. Next reader, اقرأ.
ذهب إلى المدير.
So he said, أين ذهب, right? Where did he go? And who is he referring to? Abbas, right? أين عباس ذهب إلى المدير. And then he says, yeah, ذهب إلى المدير. He went to the principal. Mudir is principal. It sometimes can mean manager as well. Anyone who's doing like administrator, main person in charge type work. Yeah, that's mudir. In charge. The boss.
how do you know it was a bus?
Huh?
How do you know it was a bus?
How do we know it was a principal, you mean?
No, you just said
It could be a boss.
oh.
Not a bus, like a boss as in B-O-S-S. Yes. Yalla iqra. Next, come on, let's move along. We spent too much time having fun.
وأين ذهب Ali.
وَأَيْنَ ذَهَبَ عَلِيٌّ. What does that sentence mean?
And where is Ali?
Where did Ali go?
Yeah, and where did Ali go?
Oh.
أين ذهب, right? Where did Ali go? Very good. معلم. ذهب إلى المرحاض. We took that word before mirhad, the toilet. Went to the toilet.
Is it toilet or restroom?
It's, well, it's more specifically like the toilet. That's the bottom line. Like, you know, sometimes it's just, I forget the English name for it.
Stall, restroom.
The stall with just the toilet in there. Yeah. Hammam is bathroom or spa. Yeah. It's still, like if you said, I want to go to the hammam, they'll know you're saying bathroom. Yeah. But we use that term loosely in the English language, where if you said you're out in, like at a gas station, you say, where's your bathroom? They should technically tell you, we don't have a bathroom. We have a restroom, right? We have, a latrine that you can use, but they don't have a bathroom because there's no bath in there. There's no tub, there's no shower, right? It's not a spa. So they shouldn't be calling it a bathroom, but that's why I said it's used loosely. But I think that was the word we were looking for, latrine, to mean mirhad. Okay, so typically after we read all of the dialogue, what they're going to ask you here at the top, it says, or actually, oh, these are asking new sentences. Yeah, the exercises. You go to the next page, and it says min aina anta, right? So let's actually ask that, right? Nadim, let's start with Nadim. Min aina ant. How would you answer?
Ana min al-Hindi.
Ana min al-Hindi. Min aina ant. Where are you from? Get familiar with anta. Anta means you. All right. So far, we've taken huwa. We've taken anta. Right? I think that's the only two we've taken so far.
You said you.
Anta means you.
We took Anna too because it was answered.
We did take Anna, but I mean, we didn't focus too much on it, but we're going to put it down. All right. And probably not so coincidentally, each one of these is a type of speaker, right? So when I say Anna, I'm speaking, that's considered first person. I, you, and here I'm going to put something in parentheses. That's an M for male. Because we're going to take one that's female and it's not enta. It's NT. How do you know these things? He knows. Huwa is he or him. Him, he, it for male object. All right. More categories.
Why are we learning first, second, and third? Why are you writing that?
So that way you can identify which category of pronouns to use whenever you're going to speak. So if you want to talk about yourself, you would be called. And remember, I want to teach you guys in such a way, and the reason why I teach you in this way, and it might be overwhelming, and it's also for the online listeners. We have a lot of students, and we have very, very few teachers, right? We got very few teachers, and for too long has this been going on. You always have like one teacher in the whole community, two teachers to teach the whole community, but everyone's schedule is different, everyone's time is different. Not everyone is comfortable going to the same teacher. So I'll teach you in such a way that I hope, you can memorize these terms and you too can become a teacher. So you'd have to know something front to back or back to front. So when somebody says, Ana, that's first person speaker. But remember, I like to teach you guys in Arabic, and it's called mutakallim, which means the speaker. Mutakallim, technically it means a speaker. And if you put al-mutakallim, it means the speaker. Mutakallim. So right now I'm speaking, I'd be considered mutakallim.
Speaker, right?
Yeah. If I'm speaking to you, right? What's the sermon called in the Arabic language? Khutbah. Right? Khutbah. The one being spoken to is called spoken to. Mukhatab. Khutbah. Mukhatab. There's some share. That's a kha.
Okay, so you say shut down
Mutakallimun. Li. Huh? On the kasra? On the lam? We'll get to it. If you say mutakallamun, it changes the meaning completely to mean that he's spoken to. It's unique. It's unique. Mukhatab. It's like khutbah.
Is it the listener?
No, not listener. The one spoken to. It means being spoken to. Technically, it is the listener, but that's not the word for listener. This is the word for spoken to. Right? He is the listener, but that's not the word we're using. Mukhatab means the one being spoken to. And lastly, they have this word. Ghaib. It means technically the third person, but it means the absent one. Right? Meaning absent in our conversation. He may be present, but like using the word he or him, you're gonna say they're absent from this conversation, meaning I'm not speaking to him directly. Or yeah, invisible. But the word ghaib means absent. So at the beginning of class, Imtiaz was ghaib. Is absent, right? We're gonna give him tardy. Truancy, that's what they call it. So now you are hadir. Hadir. All right, very good. Now that you have this in your head, there's special dhama'ir for mutakallim. Right? Like ana and nahnu. That's for the speaker. There's special dhama'ir for anta. And there's special dhama'ir for ghaib. So from them are like ana and nahnu for mutakallim, right? For mukhatab, things like anta, anti, antuma, two people. Antum, group of males. Antunna, group of females that I'm talking to, right? Huwa, you have a different category there. So this kind of categorizes it to make it easier for you to memorize. Yeah? So you'll have huwa, hiya, huma, both of them, right? Hum, all of them, not antum, right? Hum, them. Hunna, them, but female, right? And probably what we'll do is we'll either make a chart, or when we get to, they're going to give you each one separately. I feel like after we take like 2 or 3 of each one, then I give them to you all at once, and it'll be easier to just take them all at once.
So that's why when we say more than 2 Sahaba's names, then we say Raziallahu
Anhuma. Yeah, like if you come across the Ibn Abbas or Ibn Umar, right? Whenever Abdullah ibn Umar is mentioned, don't you see when it says radiyallahu anhuma? That ma at the end is for both of them, Umar and his son Abdullah. Just like Abdullah ibn al-Abbas, you say radiyallahu anhuma. For the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Abbas, and for his son Abdullah. So they say radiyallahu anhuma. Anyways, here we go. You answered. What's the timing?
Low, I don't know. I wasn't counting.
Oh no.
Why this thing doesn't have a timer?
10 more minutes? Are you guessing?
8:17.
That's when we started? Okay, good.
So what was the answer?
No, we just took min aina anta and he answered ana min al-Hind. And we're not going to have time to go through asking everyone questions. We're just going to stick to this here for a little while. Anta min al-Philippini. What is Philippine? The Philippines. Are you from the Philippines? And you answer na'am or la.
But here, even after using a harful jar, it doesn't have the kasra.
It should. If it's not there, there should be a kasra.
We don't have a sukoon.
It's not that it's wrong. The sukoon's on the ya actually. And they left the noon without anything.
It's because of the question mark?
What is it?
Because of the question.
Probably just a typo, to be honest. Or, or not really focusing on it for right now. But that sukoon is on the ya of Philippine.
So how would you say no I'm from?
Once we get there, we'll take it. Because it's a new word that you have to learn. And every time, it's going to be delaying us. We'll get to it. But he would say, I am not. La is no. And he would say, I am not. And there's a new word for that. Number 3. Man min as-Sin. What does that mean?
Are you from China?
Who's from China? Min aina Hamidun. Where's Hamid from? You look at the other side, right? Where's he from? On this other side, the dialogue. Yeah, they're actually asking you, where is he from? If you look at this previous page.
China.
No, he's from Hind.
Hind.
Hamidun min al-Hind. Yeah? Hamidun min al-Hindi. نعم. السؤال الخامس. The 5th. الخامس. أين ذهب عباس? Where'd Abbas go?
Toilet.
He went to Al-Mirhad. Is that where he went? No, that's Ali. Come on, man. He went to the Mudir.
Oh yeah.
خرج. أين خرج?
I just left.
Okay, but then after the answer.
The
It says عباس خرج. أين خرج? No, from the book though. That's what about the Mudir? Did he go to the Mudir? إلى المدير. ذهب إلى المدير. Let's take that one again. Straight up. أين ذهب عباس? In the book they answered خرج, meaning خرج عباس. He went out. Then you ask again, أين خرج? Where did he go? What was the answer? ذهب إلى المدير. He went to the principal. Good. السؤال السادس والأخير. The last. The 6th and final question. Right? أذهب علي إلى المدير. What's that question? Did Ali go to the principal? What would you answer? He didn't go. Ali, yeah, you say لا ذهب إلى المرحاض. Guys got him, yeah. This is kind of like to check your comprehension or your memory. Yeah. But you can answer these questions though, right?
First of all, you gotta translate it, then you gotta go back and do it.
Or you got to pay attention when you read it the first time. التمرين الثاني. Look at the second تمرين. اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Read and write while putting the harakat at the end of the word. الغرفة 2. من الغرفة من الحمام مي المرحى ضو إلى المرحى ضي. Remember strong dods. اليابا no. الفلبي no. There's no إلى, there's no min. They tricked you, yeah. In the book it was من الفلبين. من الهند إلى الصين. Very good. التمرين الثالث. اقرأ واكتب. من أين فاطمة؟ هي من الهند. Number 2. And what you should be doing here is, if you need the harakas, just put the one that's going to remind you as you're following along, right? As you're following along while I'm reading, just put the haraka there so you can go back and practice. And if you're not practicing out of class, by the time you come next week, whenever Tuesday happens, you're going to forget. Wallah, you'll forget so quickly like you wouldn't believe. So, you know, put the haraka down. Don't rely on your memory.
Read it again, the first one.
من أين فاطمة هي من الهند. And remember how we said that you guys are going to get used to reading without harakas and you're going to be placing the harakas? This is why. Number 2. خرج المدرس من الفصل وذهب إلى المدير. What does that sentence mean? خرج المدرس من الفصل. اسمعوا, listen. هذا فصل. Class. هذا فصل. This is a class. Alright? خرج المدرس من الفصل.
The teacher of the class left to the principal.
Yes. The teacher left the class, not the teacher of the class. خرج المدرس. The teacher exited, right? الفصل. Right? من الفصل. From the class. وذهب إلى المدير. Went to the principal. السؤال الثالث. ذهب التاجر إلى الدكان.
The businessman went to the dukkan shop.
Very good. خرج حامد من الغرفة وذهب إلى الحمام. What's that sentence mean? Left the room and went to the restroom, went to the bathroom. All right. من خرج من الفصل.
Who, you mean, who left the class?
Who left the classroom? Good. What is it? They're just telling you to read and write. They're not telling you to answer. Yeah. السؤال السادس. خرج الطالب من المدرسة وذهب إلى السوق. There's that word. خرج الطالب من المدرسة. Student exited the school or left the school. وذهب إلى السوق. What's a souk? A market. The marketplace. Souk is... No, dukkan is just one shop. When you say souk, it means like the marketplace, right? Well, no, like, yeah, think of like a plaza or a mall or a bazaar, right? Seek? It's close. They got... All right. السؤال السابع. Right? خديجة من الصين وخالد من اليابان. خديجة من الصين وخالد من اليابان. What does that mean? Khalid is from Japan. You met a Chinese woman named Khadija? You know what's funny? There's a lot of Muslim Chinese. There's some like 200 million, I heard. That's a lot. Yeah, definitely. All of them. All the, what do you call it, the Muslims in every land, they're always being like this, wherever they are. Whichever country, they're always, you know, being attacked by a non-Muslim. And then it's being said, oh, we don't know what's happening, or we don't know what's going on. Like, you guys are... Allah's watching you. That's all you need to know. Allah's watching you. And if you don't make tawbah and ask for forgiveness and right your wrongs, you don't have no excuse. You have no excuse after that. I think we need to give this as homework, and then we need to stop here. And that means we'll complete chapter 5. Or chapter 4. Oh, so exciting, because then... Yeah, so what we're doing is, this is Arabic course, for those, you know, that are following along. This is Arabic course, book 1. And we are on chapter 4 as of now. Is it not in the right place? We are on a chapter 4, and we've reached the end of chapter 4. It's page 26 of this book. And I'm going to give this 4th exercise at the end of the chapter as homework for tomorrow. And it's simply fill in the blanks using harf al-jar available in the parentheses. So the first one says al-kitabu, then faraghun. What's the meaning of faragh? Blank. Faraghun is space, blank. Al-maktab. Should I say al-kitabu min al-maktab? From the maktab? Ila al-maktab? Fil maktab? Or ala? Ala makes sense. The book is on the desk. All right? And you do the rest with, you do the rest with questions 2 through 5. That's it. The bottom is new words, right? And I think we've taken all of these words, so there's no need to go over them. We're going to go ahead and stop here. I'll see you all tomorrow, inshallah. And make sure you do your homework. Make sure you review regularly. And, if you find trouble or anything like that, we're here to help. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help and just keep on working. You will get this, inshallah. All right.